Gopal, I have seen him. He's such a versatile person. He's an engineer like all of us from RV, three or 4 years senior to us. And you can see him in Malleshwaram only in a bicycle. He's always in a bicycle and he's always going around. So I have seen him going around only in the bicycle to market, to office, everywhere. That is one speciality. The second is he is very well into music. So not only Carnatic music or Western music, he also organizes. In fact, Sankey Tank every Sunday he has got 1 hour session for all the music lovers. So he conducts some debates, discussions and all that. He has got a group called as...
now it's called Ganga. Before it's Esperanto project. Esperanto is actually a language.
Okay, so there his father, he is 92-year-old, still strong and guiding them in this sand engineering. And he started this in 1964, more or less the time we were all born. And he is still strong. And Gopal is engineer from Army Engineering College. And he was, as he said, he is a structural engineer in civil. But because his father has already got a very well established and very well worthy business of treating water for the environmental benefit, so he has taken up. They are doing tremendous work in water purification, and they are more into the macro level projects earlier, the big lakes and the big tanks and all, purifying all such things for public supply. But Gopal has innovatively designed this for home filters without power, without anything. This can filter water. He has got tested report and all. He is going to discuss this also as well as their project. So this is basically about how to treat water, how to have our river water back in our taps so that we can drink directly. That is the theme of the project.
Yes.
So I'll, that's all I know about him, but there is so many hidden things, so we'll listen to him. I'll put it.
Before existence, we are told this was there. Our shooting tells this was there. How and all details we do not know scientifically, it was there. This was handed down to our rishis. And what is the translation of it in today's language? It is the waters alone that nourish and sustain us. Apam stands for water. And everything, fire, sun, moon, planets, rain, and even time itself is verily of the waters. And he who knows and understands this is the light and the way of the world and has the delight and the best of life. This is one translation. But the key word is water, which we are. So, and the amazing diversity of life around us would not be there without water. I mean, these are obvious things, but I'm just trying to recapitulate again. So another point is this. So much, each one is there, just one speck, no? ಇಷ್ಟೆಲ್ಲ ಪ್ಲಾನೆಟ್ ಎಲ್ಲೂ ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ನೀರು ಸಿಕ್ಕಿಲ್ಲ. ಇದು ಒಂದೇ ಲಿಟಲ್ ಪ್ಲಾನೆಟ್ ಅರ್ಥಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ನೀರಿದೆ. And because of which the thing is there. And ಎಷ್ಟು ನೀರಿದೆ? 97% of the 3/4 of the area of where we live and die is covered with water. This is estimated at 1,384 million cubic kilometers. But only a small fraction is usable potable water, and that quality also changes very easily. So this dark blue portion, 97.2%, is seawater. We can't use it for drinking. It might have life, but mammals. 2.8, breakup hinಗಿದೆ. ಅದು 2.2% surface water, ಮಿಕ್ಕಿದ underground water. ಈ 2.2% breakup ಹಂಗಿದೆ. 2.15 is glaciers. ಆ 0.15 ಬ್ರೇಕಪ್ ಆಗಿದೆ, 0.15. ಅದರೊಳಗೆ ಬೈಕ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಲೇಕ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ರಿವರ್ಸ್ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಇರೋದು. ಈ ಪೂರ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮಾಂಡದಲ್ಲಿ, ಇಟ್ಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಥಿಂಕ್ ಆಫ್ ಅರ್ತ್, ಥಿಂಕ್ ಆಫ್ ಫುಲ್ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮಾಂಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಇಷ್ಟೇ ಇರೋದು ನೀರು. ಸೋ ಪ್ರೆಷಿಯಸ್ ರಿಸೋರ್ಸ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್. And this water cycle, this is also relevant for us. So the river water has got some kind of, because the water cycle is dissolving minerals ideyala. Because of that, it has dissolved certain minerals. It has got the right content, 150 parts per million, for nourishing us. All through history, mankind has survived on rivers. Only in this century, the rivers have got polluted a bit, and marketing people also become very smart. Two things. So even though rivers are getting polluted, there is a principle called dilution. Dilution is so many parts per million. So even if you have poison like arsenic in 0.1 ppm, it is safe. It might be good for health. For homeopathy works on this. They give poison in very small parts. So river water is self-cleansing, and it's generally very good to drink. Even if you go to Europe, anywhere, you directly drink river water from the tap. Only in these third world countries, namak baya perspective. There is microplastics, there is everything is true, but there is this dilution principle, which it is okay even if you have poison. Not that I'm not saying we should have more microplastics or anything. Where it is to be addressed, it has to be addressed. But by and large, river water is potable. So we have been all our history, like I'll come back to an earlier slide. This is where we have built water treatment plants for cities and towns. Those days we were contractors. Now recently contracting has become very murky field. I quit contracts because you have to take suitcases first, bribe the person. It's ridiculous. It's open corruption. You all know about it. So I didn't want to be part of it. So I only design plants and let other people get the karma, not me. So everywhere the water treatment is a simple thing. There is something called aeration, where the water is exposed to the sunlight in thin film, so the oxygen transfer happens, so the smells got rid of. Simple area like that, you can see fountains, no? That's part of the treatment process. Iron content kadme agutte, bad smells hogbidute river inda. That is it. Next process will be adding one coagulant, flash mixing anta. After adding big settling tanks, where the water settles for 2.5 hours. This is a hydrodynamic process, nothing very complex. All the dirt settles down, till it decants and goes into the filter beds. Filter beds are big rooms filled with filter media like this, which is granular. It's big sieve, 500 micron size, selected size of sand particle, sieved out the bigger and sieved out the smaller. We take 500 microns only and have a bed of 600 deep. Strain it through that. With this, the water is physically clean ಆಗ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ. And river water you're starting with, so which has got the right chemical composition. Then physically you clean it out totally, and then only you have to worry about bacteria. 90% of the bacteria will go off with this also, because bacteria goes on solid particles. Solid particles ತೆಗೆದುಬಿಟ್ರೆ bacteria ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ. Now only some colloidal particles ಇದ್ದರೆ ಅದ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ಟೀರಿಯಾ ಇದ್ದರೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಕ್ಲೋರಿನ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಕ್ಲೋರಿನ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಓನ್ಲಿ, ಇಷ್ಟು ಏನೋ ಇದೆ ಓಝೋನೈಸೇಷನ್ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ, ಕ್ಲೋರಿನ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಓನ್ಲಿ ವೆರಿಫೈಯಬಲ್ ವೇ ಆಫ್ ಮೇಕಿಂಗ್ ಶ್ಯೂರ್ your water is safe. Because ಈಗ ನೀವು if you take water and you want to know whether it is safe for drinking, it takes 3 days to know if you have bacteria, because you have to send it for testing. They have got something called an incubator. They have to grow the bacteria, then they can count it. So the only way of knowing if your water is safe, there is a chlorine residual. they dose certain about 2 parts to 3 parts per million of chlorine that reacts with whatever organic compound is there in the water, and leftover will be 0.2 ppm. If 0.2 ppm water is there, chlorine is there, your water is safe. This is how municipal supplies all over the world, they dose chlorine. Till today, the 99% of the ozone is making this, this is very expensive also. So this is a municipal water story. So when government is spend, my thing was like this. The governments at state and central levels in the country have invested thousands of crores to supply purified river water to citizens like us. There are schemes. Of course, they make schemes because they get their 40%. That is different. But still 60% we get. So that water which they spend so much, we pass it through RO because we don't trust. We read the papers, all the rivers are polluted, and of course government is inefficient. See what happens when they are supplying 30-40 kilometers away pipelines. The pipelines might have a leak by nature. So and sometimes in cities, sewage pipes and water pipes go next to each other. Sewage pipe leaks out, water pipe leaks in, water can get it. These accidents do happen. At valleys, these do happen. So people magnify ಮಾಡಿ press ಅಲ್ಲಿ. The RO also is a new technology. It was there for many years, but it was refined about 10-15 years ago to make it like handy level. So they have to market. So people buy these things for 3,000-4,000 rupees in China, sell it for 15,000 rupees in India, and they also have AMC, lifelong contract with you. It is good for business. And they are playing on the fear of people. Okay. But what my main regret is, we are getting deprived of river water. Now for us Indians, river water is sacred. ಕಾವೇರಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಮನೆಗೆ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾಳೆ, ಅವಳಿಂದ ಜೀವ ಹಿಂಡಾಕ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಆರು ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಸ್ಯಾಡ್ ಸ್ಟೋರಿ. Then the other thing is 1 liter of RO waste 3 to 5 liters of water. And that water is so salty, the plants do not like it. ಆ ಉಪ್ಪು ನೀರು ಹಾಕಿ ನೋಡಿ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಗಿಡಗಳೆಲ್ಲ ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ. Then the National Green Tribunal has given the thing to show this water is unhealthy because it does not have the required minerals. 2020 they issued a notification banning RO. This was a shock to the RO lobby. They got from Supreme Court they got a stay, and they said no, we'll add certain minerals. The NGT had banned RO for where the dissolved solids are less than 500. RO is a technology to be used in Bagepalli where fluoride is very high, not where we are getting Kaveri water. But they are selling everywhere. We are scared. We want our children to be safe. We want our parents to be safe. A bhayad mel they. But on one side, the government is spending crores, and our crores na 500% we are wasting. 1 liter ka 5 liter waste. Our body is getting weak. So now it's an uphill task. I presented it to the BWSB chairman, water board chairman. We agree with you, but if I tell them people that to install my filter, they will say that their water is not good enough. Ask me, why are you drinking Bisleri water? Our table mel Bisleri neeriದೆ. Same chairman, executive engineer agalla. ಅವರು ಯಾರು ಅವ್ರ ನೀರು ಕುಡಿಯಲ್ಲ. It's hypocrisy, you know. So the battle has to be no. So this I just it's expensive also. RO is expensive, energy intensive. Electricity illa andre nimge needilla. Then it eliminates all minerals, including essential ones. Then high levels of water wastage, 300 to 500%. So basically market-oriented disinformation research, fear-mongering, aggressive marketing, ignoring facts. But this is the age of post-truth society we are living in. But these are the root concerns. The dirt and the germs which get into the water supply due to leakage in pipes. The government has increased, they are doing. Before the pipes were RCC pipes with loose joints. Nowadays, all MS pipes, fully welded. No chance of any water. They are also doing their bit. That old thing of leaking, that doesn't work anymore. And through HDPE pipes, HDPE gets fully welded. There is no joint either. Safe. So that they have addressed that concern. Then this increasing levels of pollutions in rivers, that we are responsible as human beings. Plus ಇವಾಗಲೂ ಎಲ್ಲ ಇವಾಗ ನಾವು ಸ್ಯಾಂಕಿ ಟ್ಯಾಂಕರ್ಸ್ ಒದ್ದಾಡಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ವಿ. ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಆನ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್. So now I told the water board chairman, you come out and talk for yourself, brand yourself, say our water is good. Mundak bandu helappa anta. He has got problems of his own. They are worried about supply, leave alone quality of supply. ಎಷ್ಟೋ ಕಡೆ ನೀರೇ ಕೊಡೋಕ್ಕಾಗ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. ದೇ ಆರ್ ವೆರಿ ಮೋರ್ ವರಿಡ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ದ ಕ್ವಾಂಟಿಟಿ ಆಫ್ ವಾಟರ್. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ರಿ ಕನ್ಸರ್ನ್, ದ ಕ್ವಾಲಿಟಿ ಆಫ್ ವಾಟರ್. ಅವ್ರು ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಏನಾರು ಮಾಡಲಿ ನಾವು. ಪ್ಲಸ್ ದೇ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ದೆಮ್ಸೆಲ್ಸ್ ಎಸ್ಟಾಬ್ಲಿಷ್ಡ್ ಅವರು ಪೊಲಿಟಿಷಿಯನ್ಸ್ ಫೋಟೋ ಹಾಕ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಅವರು ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಡೆ ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. Anyway, this method is, which I am proposing, is a simple method which what we are doing in the treatment plants. There we pass water through granular quartz, sand. Iವಾಗ sand mining illa, so we are taking silica, crushed silica of a particular size. And for this homemade thing, okay, before that I'll just talk about what is filtration. It is a process for separating suspended and colloidal impurities by passage through a porous granular media. The granular media includes sand, anthracite, granular activated carbon. ನಮ್ಮ ಮುನ್ಸಿಪಲ್ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬರೀ ಸ್ಯಾಂಡ್. Now for the home use, I am adding some more engineered media, granular activated carbon, and also anthracite, and I am coating this with a particular compound. This I will speak about this. I have developed a new filter media. See, this much 100 grams of activated carbon has got so much voids, is equal to 4 acres, 10 acre ಅಂತ ಇದೆ ಅದರೊಳಗೆ. ಬರೀ 100 grams ಅಲ್ಲಿ 3-4 acres of space ಇದೆ. All surface area ಅಷ್ಟಿದೆ ಅದರೊಳಗೆ. So I coat the surface area with a compound which is actually a compound of chlorine only, like this, like CH is complex compound, and with the aldehyde so that it will adhere to that. So this creates molecular level spikes on the surface. So as the water flows through, molecular level kill the bacteria physically, chakotara, these spikes. So physically the water gets killed. So this last layer is like that. It's activated carbon only. Activated carbon I coat with this nano compound with heat, and then it's fixed onto that. So then I just pass the water through that. So ನಮ್ಮ ಓವರ್ ಹೆಡ್ ಟ್ಯಾಂಕಲ್ಲಿ ಪಾಚಿ ಇದ್ದರೆ ಅಥವಾ BWSSB ಟ್ಯಾಂಕಲ್ಲಿ ಅವ್ರು ಕ್ಲೀನ್ ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದರೆ that takes care of that. And then this takes care of any dirt or any which might have crept into the thing. See, chemically I don't touch the water. Chemically the water which they give is already river water, which is the best. Kaveri or Ganga pakka ಹೋದ್ರೆ, I told I go to Banaras, no, ಎಲ್ಲ ಬರೀ ಬಿಸ್ಲರಿ ವಾಟರ್ ಸರ್. Ganga nobody drinks Ganga water. ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಬರೀ ತೊಗೊಂಡು ಬರೀ ಸಾಯವಾಗ ಒಂದು ಡ್ರಾಪು. ಬಟ್ ಡೇ ಟು ಡೇ ಫಾರ್ ಲೈಫ್ ವಿ ಡೋಂಟ್ ಯೂಸ್ ದ ಗಂಗಾ ವಾಟರ್. ದಿಸ್ ವಾಸ್ ದ ಸ್ಯಾಡೆಸ್ಟ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್. ಸೊ ಲೈಕ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್. ಸೊ ಮೈ ಲೈಕ್ ದಿಸ್ ಐ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಡನ್ ಅ ಲಾಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಟೆಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ. I take regularly water from Sankey tank. ಇಲ್ಲಿ 35,000 coliform ಇರುತ್ತೆ. After treatment it comes down to 540. So 99% ಅಷ್ಟು ಕಟ್ ಆಗಿಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ. So like that, from 2012 I've been doing number of tests. I didn't bring all the reports, it's tedious, it's there. So then I also, this is mud pots, by evaporation it cools the water. And it cools the water to a right temperature to drink. It not like a fridge, it makes it very cold and you get throat infection. Just cool enough to drink. When we'll not use it anymore, only ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ roadside muds. So I traced, there are certain muds you can make mud pot which is safe for health, because ಅದರ minerals mix ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ನೀರೊಳಗೆ ಇಟ್ಟಾಗ. So certified mud ಅಲ್ಲಿ you have to make pots. So in the mud pots I put my filter, and I got my mechanism is it's a gravity filter ಇದರಿಂದ. I've got this kind of valve. This is a float valve. As you open this valve, the water less at this level only. ತೆಗೆದ್ರೆ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ನೀರು ನಿಂತ್ಕೊಳ್ಳುತ್ತೆ. It's not a pressure vessel. ಮೇಲೆ ಹೋಗಲ್ಲ. Similarly, this also. This also is like that. Here the advantage is because of evaporation it cools. Without electricity we are cooling water. Energy efficient alva. Fridge energy illa. Filtration go neeru illa. Why not we adapt simple techniques like this? Why we have to go high tech all the time? Low tech hogana salpa. Okay, we've gone nano salpa high tech. Got a compound which kills. But otherwise granular filtration, thousands of years mankind has evolved. We have come up river water kurdi, and we as a Hindus we believe in river water salpa extra. I have a trip on the Ganga, so na helakagalla nimge. I love bathing in the Ganga and coming. It makes me fresh. So when the government is giving river water, why we are taking the life out of it? ಮೂರು ಮಡಿಕೆ ವಿಧಾನ ಆಯ್ತಲ್ಲ. So what's wrong with that? ಇದು ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಫ್ಲೋ ಥ್ರೂ ಟೆಕ್ನಿಕ್, ಬಟ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಫ್ಲೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಥ್ರೂ ಲಿಟಲ್ ಇಂಜಿನಿಯರ್ಡ್ ಮೀಡಿಯಾ. ಇಟ್ಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಫುಲ್ ಸ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಬೆಡ್, ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಇರೋದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಬೆಸ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಫ್ಲೋ ಮೀಡಿಯಾ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಕ್ಲೀನಿಂಗ್ ಹೆಂಗೆ, ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ 1 month ಆರ್ ಸಮಥಿಂಗ್ ಈ ಮೇಲೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ಲೇಯರಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಸಾಯ್ಲಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಐ ಟೇಕ್ ಇಟ್ ಔಟ್ ಒನ್ಸ್ ಔಟ್ಲಿ, ಕ್ಲೀನ್ ಇಟ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್. ನೋ ಮೇಂಟೆನೆನ್ಸ್. ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಎ ಸ್ಲೋ ಸ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಫಿಲ್ಟರ್. ದೇರ್ ಇಸ್ ರ್ಯಾಪಿಡ್ ಗ್ರಾವಿಟಿ ಫಿಲ್ಟರ್, ಸ್ಲೋ ಸ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಫಿಲ್ಟರ್. ರ್ಯಾಪಿಡ್ ಗ್ರಾವಿಟಿ ಫಿಲ್ಟ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ ವಾಶ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ ವಾಶ್ ಆಗಿ ಕ್ಲೀನ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಇದು ಸ್ಲೋ ಸ್ಯಾಂಡ್. ಸೊ ದ ಏರಿಯಾ ಇಸ್ ಮೋರ್ ದೆನ್ ರಿಕ್ವೈರ್ಡ್, ತೆಗೆದುಬಿಟ್ಟು ವಾಶ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಹಾಕು. ಸೊ ಎಸ್ಪೆಷಲಿ ಇನ್ ಪೋರರ್ ಪ್ಲೇಸಸ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಸಿಟಿ, ವಿಲೇಜಸ್, ದೇ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಅಡಾಪ್ಟ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಲೈಕ್ ದಿಸ್. ಬಟ್ ನಮ್ಮ ಮೈಂಡ್ ಸೆಟ್ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಆಗಿಬಿಟ್ಟಿದೆ. ದೇ ಅಸ್ಪೈರ್ ಟು ಆರ್. ಸೊ ನಾನು ಈಗ ನ್ಯಾನೋ ನೋಡಿ, ನೋಬಡಿ ಲೈಕ್ ಎ ನ್ಯಾನೋ. Though they give a nano at low cost, 1 lakh a car, nobody aspire. They also want one LBW, BMW, big ಅವ್ರಿಗೂ. ಸೊ ನಾನು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಗಂಗಾ ಪಕ್ಕ ಹಾಕಿ ಬಂದೆ, ವೇರ್ ಐ ಗೋ ಫಾರ್ ಲಿಸ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಮ್ಯೂಸಿಕ್. ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ ದ ಪ್ಲಂಬರ್ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಾಲ್ ಮಿ ಕಾಲ್ ಮಿ ಎಸ್ಟರ್ಡೇ, ಸರ್ ಹಮ್ಕೋ ಭಿ ಆಪ್ ಜೈಸಾ ಆರ್ ಒ ಎಗ್ದಿದ್ದು. ಹಿ ಕಾಲ್ ದಿಸ್ ಅನ್ ಆರ್ ಒ. ನಿಜವಾದ ಆರ್ ಒ, ಜೆರಾಕ್ಸ್ ಥರ ಅದೊಂದು ಇದಾಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದೆ. ಸೊ ಇಯರ್ ನಾನು ಏನೋ ಪಾರ್ಕ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಾಲ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದು, ನಮ್ಮ ಸ್ಯಾಂಕಿ ಪಾರ್ಕ್, ಮೈಸೂರಲ್ಲಿ ಚಲುವಮ್ಮ ಪಾರ್ಕು, ಆ ಥರ ಪಾರ್ಕ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಾಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಪೀಪಲ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಗೆಟ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಟು ದ ವಾಟರ್. ಪಾರ್ಕಲ್ಲಿ ಕ್ವೈಟ್ ಪಾಪ್ಯುಲರ್ಲಿ ಪೀಪಲ್ ಡ್ರಿಂಕ್ ಸ್ಯಾಂಕಿ ಟ್ಯಾಂಕ್ 5-6 yearsಯಿಂದ. ಅದು 20 liters ಓನ್ಲಿ. ಅಂತ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಕೆಪಾಸಿಟಿ ಇಸ್ ಆನ್ಲೈನ್, ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇರ್ಬೋದು. ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಫ್ಲೋ ಥ್ರೂ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂಸ್. ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಯುವರ್ ಬಕೆಟ್, ಬರ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಥಿಂಗ್, ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಫ್ಲೋ ಬರ್ತದೆ, ಬೇಗ ಕೊಳೆ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ವಾಷಿಂಗ್ ಇಸ್ ಮೋರ್ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ದೆನ್ ಐ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಡನ್ ದ ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಫಾರ್ 100 ಲೀಟ್ರು 500 ಲೀಟ್ರು ಅಗೇನ್ ಸೆಂಡ್ ಇಟ್ ಫಾರ್ ಟೆಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್. ಆಫ್ಟರ್ 10,000 liters there is a drop in the bacteria killing. From 99% drops to 90%. The bacteria kill. Maybe some.
Outflow is there.
Yeah.
Still be limited.
So the slower you go, the more thorough the bacteria kill is. Faster ಹೋದರೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ರಿಸ್ಕ್. So slower ಹೋದರೆ more ಪಕ್ಕ.
Can you put a small tank so that it stores that filter?
Can be done. I sometimes in my house I put into one terracotta jug. So anytime I got cool water to drink. Terracotta property ಯಾಕೆ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಬಾರ್ದು? ನವಡೇಸ್ ಮಾಡರ್ನ್ ಕಿಚನ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಈ ಥರ ಮಡ್ ಪಾಟ್ಗೆ ಜಾಗ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಅವ್ರ ಡೆಕೋರ್ಗೆ ಮ್ಯಾಚ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಮೈಟ್ ಮ್ಯಾಚ್, ಇಟ್ ಲುಕ್ಸ್ ಲಿಟಲ್ ಹೈಟೆಕ್. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಒನ್ ಫೀಡ್ಸ್ ಇಂಟು ಒನ್ ಟೆರಕೋಟಾ ಜಗ್. ಟೆರಕೋಟಾ ಜಗ್ಗಿಂದ ನಾವು ಕುಡಿಯೋದು. ಸಮ್ಮರಲ್ಲಿ ನಥಿಂಗ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಬಿಟ್ಸ್ ಟೆರಕೋಟಾ ಅಲ್ಲ. ಓಕೆ, yeah, if there is space, if you like mud pots. But people like you might not like ಅಲ್ಲ. ನೀವೆಲ್ಲ ನಮಗೆಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡರ್ನ್ ಬೇಕು ಅಂತೀರಾ, ಪ್ಲಾಸ್ಟಿಕ್ ಇಷ್ಟಪಡ್ತೀರಾ. These are days of plastic.
But there is also a trend of going back to this.
Very less, because there it is there.
People even cooking vessels ಎಲ್ಲ
ಹೌದು.
chemical items, they are going into the mud vessels. So you still have
slowly ಬರುತ್ತೆ, but the mass at large. Slowly people who think for themselves ಮಡ್ಗೆ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ ಅಲ್ಲ. How few people think for themselves now.
So there is no wastage in this?
No wastage, zero wastage. Yeah, see, I'll show you. These are my advantages. It's green, kills bacteria, zero water wastage, no health hazards of DM water, no power consumption, is affordable also. uses solar power to cool. Simple way, solar power. Especially in hot places they can, ಎಷ್ಟು ಹಾಟ್ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಇದೆ. ನಾವು ಬೆಂಗಳೂರಲ್ಲಿ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಇನ್ ಅ ಕೂಲ್ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್, ಬಟ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಇಂಟೀರಿಯರ್ ಹೋದರೆ ಬಿಜಾಪುರ ಬೀದರು ಅಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲ ಹೋದರೆ ದೇ ಶುಡ್ ಬಿ.
How does it work for mix of Kaveri and borewell?
See, borewell water by and large, if it is drinkable, taste palatable idre, it has no bacteria. There are cases of where borewells are affected in the city, ellaru next to Rishivavati ellaru, but that is the exception. By and large, borewell water is safe to drink. It might not be palatable, a metallic taste irbodu. That depends on where that water has flowed through. But if the water ನಿಮ್ಮ ಬಾಯ ಲ್ಯಾಬ್ ಓಕೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಓಕೆ.
No, but actually I have got our well water, borewell water and Kaveri water. 1,000 rupees testing.
ಹೌದು, ಹೌದು.
They said that your borewell water is much better than Kaveri water.
ನೋಡಿ ಸರ್,
Yeah,
ನೋ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ಟೀರಿಯಾ, ಝೀರೋ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ಟೀರಿಯಾ ಅಲ್ಲಿ.
But hardness only will be more.
Sometimes not there.
Our hardness is also matching.
Even where I stay, Jayanti apartments, no hardness. But sometimes chlorides are there, which will ನಿಮ್ಮ ಟ್ಯಾಪ್ ಮೇಲೆಲ್ಲ ವೈಟ್ ಕಲರ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ನಿಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಯು ಆರ್ ಲಕ್ಕಿ ದೇರ್. For that there are some.
And some borewells are also linked to sewage canals and all. There will be some kind of
Sewage canals ಎಲ್ಲ ಅವನು ಎಷ್ಟು ಲೆವೆಲಲ್ಲಿ ಸರ್? ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಅಟ್ 30-40 feet or 100 feet. Borewells nowadays are minimum 200-300 feet ಅಲ್ಲ, and nowadays 1,000 feet I believe. So ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಬರೋ ನೀರು it is totally safe from bacteria.
ನಮ್ಮ ಏರಿಯಲ್ಲಿ 100 feet you get very good water.
Wow.
Because Sankey tank is close by.
Oh.
We have only 120 feet, but 4 inches of water we get.
4 inches ಪೈಪು
4 inches.
ಇಲ್ಲೇ.
In Nalishwaram we get 20.
4 inches ನೀರು.
Most of these apartments, that's why they have this WTP, water treatment plant, because of the hardness. The borewell water, which is very hard.
Each site to site it differs. Borewell water depends on the strata of soil. Place to place it differs. So, and how deep you go. At a shallow depth like him, 100 feet, you might get good water. Other jagal, if he goes deeper, he might get bad water.
And we also waste so much of water through the WTP, because as you told, it's only 25% is reusable water.
If it is RO water, if it is RO,
WTP.
no, in WTP's water treatment plant, there are different ways of treating water. By a reverse osmosis, by just softening, water softening, ion exchange and one process is there. Ion exchange does not waste so much water. Only for flushing now and then, for regenerating the ions, you waste little water. RO is like 500 to 1,000% wastage. But it is a good technology to use if your plant is next to the sea. Sea ಪಕ್ಕ ಕೆರೆ ನೀರನ್ನು ಕೆರೆಗೆ ಚೆಲ್ಲಿ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಹಾಕಿದ್ರೆ ಓಕೆ. Or Bagepalli where there is no alternative, fluorides is killing you, there you use RO. But in Malleshwaram to use RO is a crime.
Can
No.
WTO use this technique? Or ಇದು, see, yours is a very narrow.
ಹಾಂ
WTO, same.
WT ಅಂದರೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ ಸರ್.
TP.
It can be done large scale. Some apartments I know, I have recommended this. The pressure, ಈಗ ಸ್ವಿಮ್ಮಿಂಗ್ ಪೂಲ್ ಫಿಲ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ನೋಡಿರ್ಬೋದು ನೀವು, ಪ್ರೆಷರ್ ಫಿಲ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಅದನ್ನ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದಿಸ್ ಮೀಡಿಯಾ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಬಿ ಫಿಲ್ಡ್. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಮೀಡಿಯಾ ಈಸ್ ಅ ಫ್ಲೋ ಥ್ರೂ ಮೆಕ್ಯಾನಿಸ್ಟ್.
Soap water and sea.
Soap water is a tough nut to crack. So I'm talking about river water.
Only drinking water.
Drinking water.
We are talking about treating our used water.
This is a
Borewell water.
Borewell water.
No, or some.
ಜನವರು ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಕೆಳಗಡೆಯಿಂದ ಮೇಲ್ಗಡೆ ಸೌಂಡ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅಲ್ಲೊಂದ್ಸರಿ ಫಿಲ್ಟರ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಆಮೇಲೆ ಕಳಿಸ್ತಾರೆ.
ಹೌದು.
Or even if you use the soap, no, it will not lather.
ಹೌದು. ಹೌದು.
There is some mechanism where you put softeners into the overhead tank. Soften the water before it comes out.
Oh.
ನಮ್ಮ ಇದರೊಳಗೆ we have
Oh. So who is the company, sir? Would you remember? Nirmala or something?
I let you know.
Okay.
But actually,
Because softener is not so simple. There is a flow through softener, but it takes only partially. No, but otherwise softening ion exchange ಮಾಡಬೇಕು.
It will not be as simple.
It might be some. ಈ ಲೈನಲ್ಲಿ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ಸರ್ ಮಂಬೋ ಜಂಬೋ ತುಂಬ ಇದೆ ಸರ್. ಅಲ್ಲ ಮೆಡಿಕಲ್ ಟ್ರೀಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಎಲ್ಲೂ ಇದಾರಲ್ಲ more or less done. Yeah, then we can talk questions. So yeah. Right now that's what now I want to ask. Pick your brains for this.
He has not come to sell. What do you do?
This is I have to come to pick your brains for this. I've got this technology. I've done. For me, my father is in water treatment. My grandfather is in water treatment. Though I'm a musician, in jeans al bandbidide. So, but now this product is I got, and I feel very much about it. So I want to do something about reverse game. So how to market it, I really don't know. I'm making 10 pieces. So my friends whom I talk to like this, ನೀವು ಕೇಳ್ತೀರಾ ನಿಮ್ಮನೆ ಕಳಿಸ್ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ. But how to do it in a large scale? I'm not a B2C person. I don't know Hema Malini. So how to go there is a different question. So yeah, please. So my talk is more or less over. That's it. Yeah, this is my thing. Yeah.
See, actually, when I told him about your lecture, somebody was telling me there is a new thing where you get water from air.
Yeah.
They want to get as much of water as possible from air. I don't know how pure it is and how much they can extract. If you extract more water from air, humidity will fall.
So this works only in a place like Chennai where there is heavy humidity. It doesn't work in Bangalore.
There must be a reservoir of humidity.
Yeah, already ಇದ್ರೆ ಅದು ಹಿಡ್ಕೊಬಿಡೋದು ಸರ್.
From the sea.
Yeah. See, ಇನ್ನ ರಿಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಆದ್ರೆ so it works in that kind of place.
ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ. So that is why this technology what you are saying is actually failing. There is no much market for it.
ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಚೆನ್ನೈಯಲ್ಲಿ ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದೇ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಗಿವ್ ಇಟ್ ವಿತ್ ಎವ್ರಿ ಅಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ದೇ ಸೆಲ್ ಫ್ರೀ ಕೊಡ್ಬೋದು. ಹ್ಯೂಮಿಡಿಟಿ ಇಸ್ ಹೈ.
Consumption is crazy for it. Power consumption ಎಷ್ಟು power ತಗೊಳುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ
ಅದೇ it should be
very high power.
Maybe it might be simpler to take seawater, boil it and condense it directly.
You can easily scale it up to a larger.
Which one, sir? This one? Yeah. See, for an apartment, there's a Mahalakshmi layout. So they have put a pressure filter. In the pressure filter, which is about the size of this table, fill this media. Water comes under pressure. Under pressure, the rate of filtration is much higher. It forces the water, and it can be for the whole apartment.
Yeah, because in our apartments, the consumption of water is so because there are about 400.
Yeah. You can for the whole apartment you can do one piece, but it's difficult to convince an apartment. Whole ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ಒಬ್ಬರು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮನೇಲಿ ನೀವು ಹಾಕೋಬಹುದು. This is just I meant like that.
This is more for drinking water.
No, actually, he was doing only for huge supplies. His father
Whole cities and towns we supply.
Whole cities. Now they have come. He has designed for.
No, but what he's saying, Kaveri, if every apartment is getting Kaveri water, now it is mandated also. So when Kaveri water ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ apartment ಅವರು, they mix it with the borewell water. That is another crime. When borewell water is got different properties, Kaveri water is different properties. ಅದನ್ನ ಕಾಪಾಡಿ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ಕುಡಿಯೋಕೆ ಬದಲು ಹಾಕ್ಬಿಡಪ್ಪ ಸಿಕ್ತು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಫ್ರೀ ನೀರು.
Apartments they have different pipelines.
Yeah, different pipelines.
Only drinking water.
Apartments are like that.
This will be very.
Yeah, older apartments are like this.
Most of the apartments they mix it because they don't want to have multiple lines.
Oh, they save money on that.
Especially
So the whole purpose is gone.
No, but if the customer asks, they will do it. If the customer is aware that river water is he can get, and he would like river water separately, then they will do. Right now, customer doesn't think ಅಲ್ವಾ ಸರ್, ಆರು ತೊಗೊಂಡು ಕುಡ್ದು ಮುಂದೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಬೆಳಗ್ಗೆ ಓಡ್ತಾರೆ ಕೆಲಸಕ್ಕೆ, ರಾತ್ರಿ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ, ಫೋನ್ ನೋಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಮಲ್ಕೊತಾರೆ, ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಅಲ್ವಾ. People are becoming more thoughtless.
See, in our apartment, I have done the other way around. Borewell ಅಕಸ್ಮಾತ್ fail ಆದರೆ, we have made an arrangement where automatically some water is Kaveri water is pumped into the borewell water. Because we are in very close to the water tank. 24/7 water will be flowing. Kaveri water. Every day we get Kaveri water. So we close the valve once in a month only we open. Once in a week only we open. So we have 10,000 liters of sump.
Some store ಮಾಡಿ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂತೀರಾ river water.
Once in a week only. Because otherwise 24/7 water is flowing. So ನಮ್ದಿಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ಲ ನಿಲ್ಸುತ್ತೆ. But I am saying Kaveri we have plenty. We don't have any problems.
My question is, let us talk of only the borewell water.
Okay.
You rightly mentioned that
at different locations and based on the depth from which you are taking out the borewell water, the quality of water can vary. So depending on that quality of the available water, can you customize your filtration system?
This flow through system chemically doesn't work. For that you have to have this softener. This softeners where chemical action takes place. Some ion exchange resins barata. That will cation anions will exchange that way. So my flow through system works for if your borewell is palatable already. And if
so let me just interrupt. So suppose you were able to test the quality of the incoming borewell water, you will be able to say whether this is suitable.
That is possible.
Substance.
Extending his question, instead of say for borewell, river water itself, some areas it may be more polluted versus some less polluted. You can fine tune.
I can fine tune. You guys see.
No, but that's a different question. That's a different question.
So here,
so I am in a situation. For example, I am from Chikballapur. There is no river there.
Chikballapur is River
is good.
Lake is there.
And there it is only borewell water. What the panchayat, village panchayat is doing is they have drilled borewells. They are storing it in a tank and they are supplying to the village. So it is 100% borewell water.
Okay.
I can find out what is the depth.
Have you tasted the water directly?
No, but let me tell you. What happened was when I purchased the filter, the usual available one.
RO or this one no flow through? There is other way.
Having known a little bit of this purifying technologies, I thought why should we take RO for the same reason?
Very good reason.
Yeah, but I didn't go for RO. But what I purchased was this UV thing. But that after a year or two it got clogged. It got clogged.
See, okay. Well, my first question was about the borewell water. Is it palatable? And there is one factor called TDS, total dissolved solids. If total dissolved solids is more than 500, it is not palatable. If total dissolved solids is 150, river is perfect. 300 tanka okay. 300 million agata salpa metallic taste barate. Salpa taste. A metallic taste ke there is one flow through simple way of treating. There is some mineral called green sand. One layer adakbit a metallic taste remove agate. Iron content it removes. But more than 500 you can't drink.
So if I give you the borewell water,
you
will be able to tell us.
That same test he got done, 1,000 rupees. There will be an analytical laboratory.
Oh, you cannot do that.
I am not a water. I also work there only. One simple way is your water is your mouth is a laboratory. You taste it and see. Borewell water is bacteria free. Nothing to worry about bacteria. In Chikballapur there is no worry about bacteria. Just taste it and see whether it is metallic. If it is palatable, it's fine.
Gopal sir, most of the big apartments in Bangalore today, the TDS level is around 700, 800.
Because of the borewell is so high,
Because of the borewell thing, the depth what they are going on is 800 to 1000. My apartment itself, because I was doing this thing.
Okay.
I know whenever the TDS levels are around 700 to 800. It is not palatable. So what is the solution for that? If that is something similar thing.
No, see, two things. For every apartment has been mandated by BWSSB, they have to take Kaveri connection in Bangalore. So if you take it, then you can go for simple problems, solutions like this. If you want to tackle TDS, the way without RO is something called softener. Nowadays, a very good softener is available in the market. That only consumable there is salt. Salt, every month you have to buy so much salt. Ion exchange. That is the best way.
That is how it is being done.
That is the best way. That is the best way if you are getting salt water.
But I am trying to see in most of the apartments, the apartments which have come up in last 10 years. ಅವಾಗ ಇದು ಕಾವೇರಿ ವಾಟರ್ ಇರಲಿಲ್ಲ not giving to apartments.
Correct.
Everybody is doing
this borewell business.
Now they have started that even if the apartment
has to buy Kaveri water.
But the infrastructure
is not there for it.
Infrastructure change ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ they have only one big
tank,
storage tank where the borewell water is coming. Now the Kaveri water is coming. If the Kaveri water, they have to either have a separate tank and then do this filtration separately, or the best way is to mix them.
So no, it is not the best way. It is not very complicated to, because nowadays tanks, not like before concrete will cut. You get plastic tanks. So just a kitchen line of matra, not for the bathroom line, you go ahead with your borewell water. Just for kitchen line, which is usually in a straight line in apartments. For the kitchen line, you buy one tank and one pipeline. ಈಗ ಗ್ಯಾಸ್ ಬಂತು ಸರ್, ಈಗ ನಮ್ಮ ಅಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ಗೆಲ್ಲ ಗ್ಯಾಸ್ ಹಾಕಿದ್ರು, ಖುಷಿಯಾಗೆಲ್ಲ ನಾವು ಹೊಸ ಗ್ಯಾಸ್ ಲೈನ್ ಹಾಕೊಂಡ್ವಲ್ಲ. ಇಫ್ ಯು ಥಿಂಕ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್, ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಡೂ ಇಟ್. ಇಫ್ ಯು ಥಿಂಕ್ ರಿವರ್ ವಾಟರ್ ಇಸ್ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್, ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಡೂ ಇಟ್. ಒಂದು ಸಿಂಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಟ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಹಾಕು, ಒಂದು PVC ಪೈಪ್ ಹಾಕೋ ಕಿಚನ್ಗೆಲ್ಲ, ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಕೀಪ್ ಇಟ್ ಸಪ್ರೇಟ್. ಪ್ರಯಾರಿಟೈಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. ದಟ್ ಪ್ರಯಾರಿಟೈಸಿಂಗ್ ವಿಲ್ ಕಮ್ ವೆನ್ ಯು ನೋ ದ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಆಫ್ ರಿವರ್ ವಾಟರ್. ಸೊ ಕಾವೇರಿಗೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಇವರು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ದೇ ಆರ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಡೂಯಿಂಗ್ ದರ್ ಬಿಟ್. PR or BWS chairman is quite active in public relations, paper line ಹಾಕ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ.
So ಈಗ what is this UV filter has a kind?
See, UV works on, see, sun ನೋಡಿ, virus can't last more than 3 seconds in sunlight because of the ultraviolet. Using that same thing, one ultraviolet bulb is used inside the water. So water flows around the ultraviolet bulb. The weakness is the bulb ವಯಸ್ಸಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ನಮ್ದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಪವರ್ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ, ಪವರ್ ಕಡಿಮೆ, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಯು ಡೂ ನಾಟ್ ನೋ ವೆನ್. ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ಸಮ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ರಿಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ದ ಬಲ್ಬ್. ನೀವು ಒಂದ್ಸಲ ಬಿಟ್ಬಿಡ್ತೀರಾ. ಡೋಂಟ್ ಟ್ರಬಲ್ ದ ಟ್ರಬಲ್ till the trouble troubles you. Then when your son falls sick, you might think, or you might not. So that you have to change the bulbs.
Candle changing is nothing.
No, there is also the dirt in the water.
Correct.
This candle takes care of the dirt. See, these products are designed for marketing. So ನಾನು ಇಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಮೀಡಿಯಾ ಹಾಕಿದ್ದೀನಿ, ಅವ್ರೇನೋ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ಹಾಲರ್ ಟ್ಯೂಬ್, ಒನ್ ಲೇಯರ್ ಆಫ್ ಮೀಡಿಯಾ ಅಂಟಿಸ್ತಾರೆ. ಅದು ಒನ್ ಲೇಯರ್ ಆಫ್ ಮೀಡಿಯಾ ಗೆಟ್ಸ್ ಕ್ಲಾಗ್ಡ್ ಸೂನ್. ದೆನ್ ಯು ಗೋ ಟು ದೆಮ್ ಟು ಬೈ ಅನದರ್ ಕ್ಯಾಂಡಲ್.
Today morning I got it.
ಏನೋ ಒಂದು 3 ತಿಂಗಳು ಹೊಡ್ತೈತೆ, ಅಗೇನ್ ಯು ಬೈ ಅನದರ್ ಕ್ಯಾಂಡಲ್. ಸೊ ಮೈನ್ಗೆ ಇಷ್ಟು ಮೀಡಿಯಾ ಹಾಕಿದ್ದೀನಿ, ನೀವು ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಕೈಯಲ್ಲಿ ತೊಳೆದು ಹಾಕೋದಷ್ಟೇ. ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಅ ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ಥಿಂಗ್. ದಿ ಸೇಮ್ ಮೆಟೀರಿಯಲ್, the same carbon, activated carbon will go on a layer, a hollow layer of that. So much plastic, so much packaging when you buy it. It's all a bad practice, no? Think of all the carbon footprint for all that packaging. But livelihood elrigu.
It's better than RO from a health perspective.
Which one? UV is for other purpose. RO is for removing the hardness as well as removing bacteria, because the pores are so fine, bacteria cannot come through. So that is their marketing strategy. Your water is totally safe. People are going for safety. Once RO is there, you don't need UV. This is again marketing.
RO has an effect on the salt.
How though?
The salt will go.
It removes all the salts.
That's why I was asking.
UV is for removing the bacteria, nothing to do with salt. There are different processes, alva. One is for salt removal, one is for bacteria killing, one is for dirt removal.
No, this is the Kaveri water. So there's no
Question is for the Kaveri water. If you have only UV and if you have only UV is better.
Only UV ಸಾಕು ನಿಮಗೆ. ಕಾವೇರಿ ವಾಟರ್ಗೆ ಡರ್ಟ್ಗೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಬೇಕು ಏನಾರು.
Only thing is this indicator shows the candle to be replaced. So will it also have a UV? I mean, UV light in that, or UV light they won't give any indication. So when do we know?
So many hours life ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ, 10,000 hours ಆ ಥರ.
Already answered. His thing is they are two independent things.
No, he was. See, candle is for.
Because they have indicator when the dirt level reaches and they say replace candle.
Actually, he has come to explain that all those things are bad and
No, this is simple technology.
Okay, now let us come to the point, sir. How do we get this?
Sir, you tell me, I'll make for you. I'm making a batch of 10, I give you, and then you give me feedback. I want to refine. So, no.
after 10,000 liters of extraction, your media
Power comes down. So then I sell you only just this media, one packet. 200-300 rupees ಅಷ್ಟೇ. Just top up. ಅದ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ಹಾಕಿದ್ರೆ ಆಯ್ತು.
ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅದು ಬ್ಲಾಕ್
ಇಲ್ಲ, ಬ್ಲ್ಯಾಕ್. You can mix. Since the grain size is same, ಇವಾಗ ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಹಿಂಗೆ ಹಾಕಿದ್ದೀನಿ, it can mix up also. You can mix.
Approximately 2 liter capacity.
1 ಲೀಟರ್ ಬಾಟಲ್ ನೋಡಿ 1.5 ಲೀಟರ್ ಮೀಡಿಯಾ ಇದೆ. ಇದನ್ನ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಮೇ ಬಿ ಮೋರ್. ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಅ ಫ್ಲೋಯಿಂಗ್ ವಾಟರ್.
ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಕೆಳಗಡೆ ನಾವು ಇಟ್ಕೋಬೇಕು.
ನೀವೇನಾದ್ರು ಸ್ಟೋರೇಜ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. ಐಡಿಯಲಿ ಒಂದು ಟೆರಕೋಟಾ ಜಗ್ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ 8 ಕಾಸಲ್ಲಿ, ಒಳ್ಳೇದು. ಸರ್ ಇದು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಕಿಚನಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಫಿಕ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ ಸರ್, ಇದು ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಫಿಟ್ಟಿಂಗು. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದೆನ್ ಆ ಹೈಟಲ್ಲಿ ಇಟ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿದು ಸಿ ಮೈ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಐ ಫೌಂಡ್ ಇವಾಗ ಸ್ಟೀಲಲ್ಲಿ ಹಿಂಗೆ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಲೀಡ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ವಿ, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಐ ಫೌಂಡ್ ಇನ್ ಸನ್ಲೈಟ್ ಪಾಚಿ ಬರೋ ಚಾನ್ಸಸ್ ಇದೆ, ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಪರೆನ್ಸ್. And I got a lower priced one, totally in steel. But people prefer to see what is happening. In water, transparency is important.
Yes.
To know what is happening. One steel vessel ಕೊಟ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಅವ್ನು ಏನು ಹಾಕಿದಾನೋ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಾರೆ.
ಡ್ರಿಂಕಿಂಗ್ ವಾಟರ್ಗೆ TDS ಲೆವೆಲ್ 150-300 ಹಾರ್ಡ್ನೆಸ್
Sir, TDS ಇಂದ ಹಾರ್ಡ್ನೆಸ್ more or less related. Hardness also should be less than 500. There are ಒಂದು ಲಿಮಿಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ. ಹಾರ್ಡ್ನೆಸ್ ಅದೇ 500 ppm. ಸಿ ಅದಾದಮೇಲೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಕುಡಿಯೋಕ್ಕೆ ಕಷ್ಟ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಐ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಗೂಗಲ್ ಇಟ್ ಫಾರ್ ಯು. 200 ಒಳಗೆ ಇದೆ ಸರ್. ಸರ್ ನಮಗೆ ಕಾವೇರಿ ಎಲ್ಲಿದೆಯೋ ಮಿಕ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ಬಿಡದೆ ಸಪ್ರೇಟಾಗೆ ವಿ ಶುಡ್ ಟ್ರೈ ಟು ಕೀಪ್ ಇಟ್. ಬಟ್ ಅಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಯು ಮೈಟ್ ನಾಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್. ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಹಂಡ್ರೆಡ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಅಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್. ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಟಾಕ್ ಟು ಯುವರ್ ಅಸೋಸಿಯೇಷನ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಥಿಂಕ್ ಇಫ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್. ಹಾಂ, ಗಿವ್ ಮಿ ಸಮ್ ಅಡ್ವೈಸ್ ಸರ್, ಹೌ ಟು ಕಮರ್ಷಿಯಲೈಸ್.
Media is easily available.
It is easily available. Only this is my invention is only this part. This one, this activated carbon, I'm coating with a chemical compound, which I'm importing, and that's my only. Otherwise, these are readily available, but I can also supply in sachets. Neat again. One is coal, anthracite is also an imported compound, and quartz is available here.
If I have to manufacture, let us say,
Yeah.
10,000 per month of these units,
Yeah.
and I want to sell it, what are the challenges, sir?
So one thing is now I'm making, because of this transparency, I'm machining this in a lathe, these parts. So I'm also exploring how to increase it, given to a CNC to make. So CNC people may be able to make it better. And this is a new material which is fairly come in the market, acrylic tubes. Last 5-6 years in the banide. Before we were getting acrylic rods. So acrylic tubes is a fairly new material. The problem is the diameter. 1-2 mm ಈ ಕಡೆ ಆ ಕಡೆ ವೇರಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ವೆನ್ ಮಿಷಿನಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಆ ಟ್ಯೂಬ್ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾಗಿ ಅವ್ನು ಮಿಷಿನಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. ಬಟ್ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೋರಿಂಗ್ ದಟ್. ಸೊ ಇನ್ ದಿಸ್ ವೀಕ್ ಐ ವಿಲ್ ನೋ ಇನ್ ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್. Right now I found a good fabric maker in Srirampura. ಅವ್ನು ನೀಟಾಗಿ ಒಂದೊಂದು ಟೇಲರ್ ಅಂಗಡಿಗೆ ಟೇಲರ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಅವ್ನು 10 ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಡ್ತಾನೆ, 15 pieces. My take off also is less, so I'm doing like that. Other one is I can explore acrylic blow molding ಮಾಡಿ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕಾಗತ್ತಂತ I have to explore.
Right now, the cost is around 6,000.
I am selling at 6,000. My cost is about 3,500 to make. I'm selling it at 6,000.
10,000 per month. It will come down by at least for 30%.
It will come down. If I make it totally steel, like this, my cost comes down more. It's fully stainless steel. I put this media, tap, simple agide. I thought of like that. I make it steel, my cost will come down rapidly.
What about your in the pot in there? Pot nobody will see. So that is glass or it is again?
Pot ಇದೆ acrylic ಹಾಕಿದ್ದೀನಿ. But now I'm thinking of making it in mud. ಮಡ್ ಪಾಟಲ್ಲೇ ಮಡ್ಡಲ್ಲೇ ಮಾಡೋಣ ಅಂತ ಇದು. ಸೊ ದೀಸ್ ಆಲ್ ಮೋರ್ ಒಂಥರ ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ಲೆವೆಲ್ ಆಯಿತು. ಬಟ್ ಮಡ್ಡಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಪಾಟರ್ಸ್ ಇದಾರಲ್ಲ ಸರ್, ಲಾರ್ಜ್ ಸ್ಕೇಲಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಸ್ಟೀಲಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡಿ ಆ ವಿಂಡೋನ ಹೆಂಗೆ ಸೀಲ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದಾ? ಸಿಲಿಕಾನ್ ಗಿಲಿಕಾನ್ ಹಾಕ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು.
More than anything,
ಹಾಂ,
for people to buy, there are two things. It's a change.
It's a change.
So ನೀವು ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಅಡಿಷನಲ್ ಕೆಮಿಕಲ್ ಹಾಕಿದ್ದೀರಾ.
ಹಾಂ,
So first thing that may come to their mind, what is the side effects of it?
ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್.
ಅದನ್ನ you have to
I have got enough literature. ಇದೆ. I have tested and the person
common man already RO people are, though they take it, there are enough material to say that RO is not good because salt should go down. UV do once try. So Adina, you may have to positively sell that fact that if you want to really put it to the common
that it is safe ಅಂತ.
it is safe, it has no side effects.
Yeah, okay.
Have you tried the social media channel to
No, I have to start ಈಗ.
ಈಗ Instagram ಎಲ್ಲ somehow if you hit on the ಈಗಿನ ನ್ಯೂ ಜನರೇಷನ್ ಕಿಡ್ಸ್ ಅದು they can influence their parents also.
Sir, I will, sorry to interrupt, I will meet you later.
Yes, sure, sir. Thank you.
But we have to look at the borewell water.
Okay,
How
okay.
to do it, I will get back to you,
Okay.
I'll get it tested.
So on the group, if you put, I can. My number is there.
No, I'll go to my card.
On the Spark group only. That group I am there.
Okay,
So
fine.
maybe we can continue discussion there on this on water. Parboda.
We can, I am more interested in the borewell.
I understand your particular problem is
The
that.
rural environment, we will see. how
Yeah,
to
yeah.
do it.
And can you get your water tested?
Certainly, we will go first test it and then come.
Yeah. Then you will get a clear picture what to do.
Sorry.
You also have to go, no?
Especially in ಬೇರೆ ತಂದಿದ್ದೀವಿ.
Huh.
Can you pass through in a minute?
I think 30 seconds ke 1 liter. Yeah, 1 liter.
One liter.
Yeah.
Can you increase the diameter?
I can increase, but for the kitchen this is.
No, just ask.
Yeah, it can be done. The rate of.
If you can collect it in a pot, it is okay.
Yeah.
Suppose you want a
Bucket water.
anything.
You can make it in a Syntex tank, big tank also. Just fill up this, just a flow through alwa. Older nozzle irutte. Just flows through that.
Only the cleaning will become a challenge.
Challenge for that pressure filters anta barutte. Pressure filters are nothing but big vessels where you pass the water reverse direction for cleaning. That water goes to waste. So just one multi-port valve anta irutte. You turn it like this, it cleans. So cleaning is also hydraulic. For small scale in the house, I made like this. I was thinking of making it low tech. ಈ ಪೈಪ್ಸು ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಬೇಡ, ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ಆಗಿ ನೋಡಲಿ ಜನ ಅಂತ. ಈಗ ಸಿ ದಟ್ ಟ್ಯೂಬಿಂಗ್ ಅವ್ನು ಬರಬೇಕು ಹಾಕೋಕ್ಕೆ ಟ್ಯೂಬು, ಅದು ಯಾಕೆ ನಾವೇ ಕೈ ಹಾಕ್ದ ಕ್ಲೀನ್ ಮಾಡ್ದೆ ಹಾಕ್ದ. ಬಟ್ nowadays the kids are not like that. They want somebody to come and do everything.
But to some extent, what you are doing is, see, ಇದು history repeats ತರ. ಇದರ openness ಇದೆಲ್ಲ lot of people like it actually.
Okay.
Modern kids, no? It's so open, so directly cleanable. You get lot of confidence.
You know what is happening.
ಅದೇನೋ ಇದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ God knows what is inside.
Black box.
Candle, no?
Black box, yeah.
That's why I was asking lot of.
Then branding comes. If you trust the brand, you don't know what is that.
I think your product looks very genuine and comfort is there.
Okay, that's nice to know.
You should put it through the media and
Okay.
the right kind of channel.
But actually, what I have seen, I told you also, normally ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಈ ಫಿಲ್ಟರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ, if the filter has failed, water will not come out at all.
Choke up ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ.
So it will not come out. So you can call the ANC service on it. ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ whether it is working or not.
You'll see, no, ನೀರು ಕಡಿಮೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ and yellow color ಕಾಣುತ್ತೆ. For top layer ಮಾತ್ರ ಮಡ್ಡಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ.
Those indications. So
I have made a website for this. I call this product Thinkwater. Like drink water, think water. So people should think what they drink ಅಂತ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡಲಿ ಅಂತ.
This is like a prototype. Now we have production.
After production, I
So
see.
from productionizing, there are a lot of other things also to be considered from the user point of view and scalability point of view, and making it something like design to cost,
Okay.
how to reduce the cost, and now we can the quality can be maintained. So you are you make one, then you make ensure that
Everything is pakka.
If you make 10,000.
Probably challenges will come.
Challenges will be there, how to ensure that quality. So I think that is.
Yeah, that's why I have to explore that. So ಈಗ ನಾನು CNC ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀನಿ. See, basically if you see my product, ನೀವೆಲ್ಲ engineers ಅಲ್ವಾ, so I can just explain. So there is this solid acrylic at the bottom, piece of acrylic, which is machined here, where my tap sits. And inside that there is a nozzle which sits. Yeah. Inside that there is ಒಳಗಡೆ nozzle ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. This is the only part which is machined. Then this material is a wonderful material. There is something called chloroform. Chloroform dissolves and it sticks. It becomes both together joints, welding ತರ chloroform. So these tubes are available. Are also machined this disc. These are only two parts.
Tell to people it is made of chloroform too.
ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಇಲ್ಲ, only the adhesive is chloroform.
ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಹೇಳಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಡಿ.
ಇಲ್ಲ, ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ.
How do you ensure that others will not copy this?
See, again, this is
What is
this product. Actually, this is my own invention, sort of this nano compound which I have developed. I have not gone for patenting because that compound I am buying is a patented compound from abroad. Dow Chemicals ಇಂದ ಆ ಕಡೆಯಿಂದ ಬಂದಿದೆ. When he has painted it, he has painted it, the compound for all users anta. Now if I go for patent, I have to contest with him and people will come to know about it. So, but they are using that compound in hospitals for sterilizing tables, in fabrics for making sure bacteria is not there, and there is enough literature saying it is safe. You can drink it also, nothing will happen. That compound is totally safe. Imported compound.
So now if I have to get in large quantity.
There are people selling in India. They are selling in India and I buy from them. It's very expensive compound, but I buy.
But will it increase the cost of the product?
No, as it is okay. It's already included in this.
One more thing. You said maybe when you do mass produce, instead of 3,500, it may come to 2 point something. But you may think that I put a lower price, people may buy. No.
It's not so. Psychology is something else.
At a higher price, no, people will think there is something inside. So that you keep that as one of the
I know all this. But my main motive is not to make money as much as. I know.
Your intentions
I know.
are good. Lower price wanting it.
It won't, I know. Nano idea sir, munde. Tata Nano is there, no? Such a beautiful car.
I thought it's not cheap. I should.
Even though my father likes, I like, we all like Nano. Comfortable seating, it's not low, but it didn't work, no? It's an easy car to service everything. So marketing is a different psychology game, mind game, alwa. It is just a mind game. Mouth by mouth ಹೋಗಬೇಕು.
ನಮ್ಮ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ವಾಟರ್ ಫಿಲ್ಟರ್ ಇದೆ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಅದು ಯಾರು ನಮ್ಮ ಮಗನ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್. ₹1 per liter. I don't know what mechanism.
They have that rental.
₹1. ಅವನು ನಮ್ಮ ಮಗ ಕೇಳಿದ, ಅವನು ಜೈನ್, ಈಸ್ ಬೇಸಿಕಲಿ ಜೈನ್. He said, in Bangalore there are 60,000 Jain families. So any business idea, a Jain has all 60,000 families subscribe to it.
ಆ ಥರ ಸಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಇದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಕಮ್ಯುನಿಟಿ ಸಪೋರ್ಟ್.
Because marketing takes a lot of money. So ಈ ಥರ ಆದರೆ ಈ ಥರ ಕಮ್ಯುನಿಟಿಯಲ್ಲೇ ಮೋದ್ ಬೈ ಮೋದ್.
So I was thinking like this. I go to apartment complexes. I play little music. I can say the sponsor will give a speech. ಒಂದೊಂದು ಮ್ಯೂಸಿಕ್ಕು ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. And mine is more, it's more a thing that mission. It's more than a thing, it's a mission. And in villages and places like that, it's like that.
What is the CNC portion here?
This portion, this portion. This portion. This portion I am doing by CNC to see if I can make mass. But my problem is precision and mass production.
Correct. Interchangeability.
But my problem is this tube is not coming in perfect dimension always.
Actually, his media is the only selling point.
Yes, Sangeet. No more. Come.
So his media is the selling point. If you have a drum in there, he will give the media. You can put in the drum and use it.
You can use like that. And yeah, this is my way of filter. Okay. But this is one simple product. But my media is the key factor.
Right.
And
that is your
ESP. And these pressure filters are readily available in the market. Nettle hakadre pressure filters anta. The media you fill should be my media. So that will kill the bacteria also. Otherwise that will only give 90% bacteria kill. My thing will give 99% bacteria kill. So for apartments ಅದು ತಗೋಬಹುದು. But now right now for independent houses this is a good product to use.
But based on what Venkat told, this is a complete product by itself.
By itself.
It will go
You go here, come out. ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಹಿಂಗೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. Yeah.
But the portion of that filtering part only, wherever in your house you can put it in a tank. That is also a USP you can start selling.
I sell it in like a terracotta jug. No, I can give the terracotta jug also.
ಅವ್ರವ್ರ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮ್ದು ಯಾವ ತರ ವೆಸಲ್ ಇದೆಯೋ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ.
Silver the
ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ.
You can position it that way.
ಆಚಾ.
That's very good. ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನೀವು ಬೇರೆ ವೆಸಲ್ ಹಾಕಿಟ್ರೆ see the wall ಮೇಲ್ಗಡೆ ಟಾಪ್ wall
ಅಲ್ಲ ಅದರ ಡಿಸೈನ್ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. I'm saying
you have to have another wall for that.
telling the core part.
See the transparency I can't compromise la. Kodle transparent la. Steel is make it cheaper. If I make
ಜಗ್ ಇತ್ತಲ್ಲ ಅದರಲ್ಲೂ ಇದೆ ತರ.
ಅದರೊಳಗೂ ಇದೆ ಇದು ಸೇಮ್ ಥಿಂಗ್.
ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ವಾ?
ಟ್ಯಾಪ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಇದೆ.
What's the purpose of that tap?
See,
This is just a protection.
no, this is just a protection from UV protection. Ultraviolet promotes algae. ಪಾಚಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಸರ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ
ಟ್ಯಾಪ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದು ಕೂತಿದ್ಯಾ? Same tap is
same tap is there. See here. the water flows down in this pipe, small pipe, settles.
Okay.
ತಿಳಿ ನೀರು enters the filter. ಆ ಫಿಲ್ಟರ್ ಇಂದ ಟ್ಯಾಪಿಗೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ.
ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಮೆಕ್ಯಾನಿಸಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿರೋ ಟ್ಯಾಪ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ಆ ಕೆಳಗಡೆ CNC ಆಲ್ ದಟ್ ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಗೋ.
ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ರೊಳಗೆ ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಇದೆ ಈಗ. ಬಟ್ ನೌ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಮೇಕಿಂಗ್ ಒನ್ ಮಾಡೆಲ್ ಇನ್ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಪರೆಂಟ್ ಇದು ಬದಲು ಒಳಗಡೆ ಮಣ್ಣಿನ ಲೋಟ ಥರ ಮಾಡಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ವಿ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಟ್ಯಾಪ್ ಹಾಕಿಬಿಟ್ಟು ವೈ ನಾಟ್ ಅಂತ. ಬಟ್ ದೇರ್ ನಾಟ್ ಸೋ ಮೆನಿ ಟೇಕರ್ಸ್ ಫಾರ್ ದಿಸ್. ಪೀಪಲ್ ದೇ ಲೈಕ್ ದಿಸ್. ದೇ ಮಣ್ಣಿಂದ ನ್ಯೂ ಜನ್ರೇಷನ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಆಯಿತು.
ಇದು how many liters we can get?
Half liter, 1 liter per hour, 2 liters per minute.
First supply of this media. How many liters I pay?
Oh, more than 10,000.
More than 10. That's what.
More than 10,000. And later just
1 rupee per liter, no? That will work out. That's what I am paying. No, that's what I am paying now.
Okay, more than that. Because only after that you have to buy again 500 rupees worth of top up nano media. I mean again another 10,000 liters again. So 1 lakh liters so over. Nothing to go wrong in this. See, ಅಲ್ಲಿ you got RO, you are spoiling the environment. ಆ ಪಾಪನೂ ನಿಮಗೆ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ ಸರ್.
Waste ಆಗ್ತದೆ ನೀರು.
ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಫುಟ್ ಪ್ರಿಂಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಚಿತ್ರಗುಪ್ತ ಬರ್ಕೊಂತಾನೆ ಇವರಿಷ್ಟು ನೀರು ಐ ಬಿಲೀವ್.
ಅವ್ರು ಹೇಳಿದ್ರಲ್ಲ 1 liter per liter. The concept is there. Even my daughter in her house can put it in the house. They didn't want to buy adu.
They don't think.
So it is like a rented. ಅದು ಎವ್ರಿ ಯಾವನು ಸಪ್ಲೈ ಕೊಡ್ತಾನೆ ಮಂತ್ಲಿ ಚಾರ್ಜ್.
ಅದು IoT
ಸೊ
connected.
ನೀವು ಅವ್ರ ಹತ್ರ ಇಫ್ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಕನ್ವಿನ್ಸ್ ದೆಮ್ ಟು ಟೇಕ್ ಇಟ್, ಅವರು ದೇ ಆರ್ ಸಪ್ಲೈಂಗ್ ಇಟ್ ಟು ಇನ್ ಎ ಲಾರ್ಜ್ ಸ್ಕೇಲ್. So if they can replace their current solution, RO, if it is not a safe thing, if that you can route it through them, you can buy instead of retail mado badlu business to business. You'll be able to sell en masse, say 500 atra. That is something.
I have to talk to them and see whether they might be interested or not.
Yeah, because you explain them, you tell them how easy, how good.
Where municipal water is coming, why not use this? I can try to use that.
Actually, water testing. Is there any simpler method where I can check
Bacteria?
once in a while in my house?
ಇದೆ.
ಅದು ನಾನು ತರಿಸಿದ್ದೆ ಅಮೆಝಾನ್ ಇಂದ ಜನ ಟಿಪ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ
ಅಷ್ಟೇ.
ಸೊ ಅಟ್ಲೀಸ್ಟ್ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಐ ಡೋಂಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಕಾನ್ಫಿಡೆನ್ಸ್ ವೆನ್ ಯು ಕಮ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಸೆಲ್ ಇಟ್ ಟು ಮೀ. You may be giving all colorful stories, but I don't know whether it is really giving because Eurocop folks all are they are
branding. ಹೌದು fair enough.
And if they collapse, it's a big collapse for them. If you collapse, nothing.
Okay, garage mishla chatro.
People will not have confidence. There is any method where once in a while I can dip.
Yeah. There are this dip tests that also 24 hours you have to wait.
Correct.
ಇದೆ ಹಾಕ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಒಂದು ಬಾಟಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಒಂದು ಬಾಟಲ್ ಸಿ ಇಲ್ಲ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ಟೀರಿಯಾ ತೋರಿಸ್ತಾರೆ. ಸಿ ಬಟ್ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಸೇಯಿಂಗ್ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಗಿವ್ ಯು ವೇರ್ ಮುನ್ಸಿಪಲ್ ವಾಟರ್ ಇಸ್. So along with me, government also has to come down. Government water only I am testing. Giving it to where you are getting Kaveri water treated by the government. Mine further polishing it. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಓವರ್ ಹೆಡ್ ಟ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಇರ್ಬೋದು ಆ ಥರ. So I am positioning, I am also keeping myself safe ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ. But it takes care of all dirt. It takes care of all bacteria. But doesn't take 99.5. A 0.5% ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ. 0.5% is also one.
Black and white.
One is carbon, sir. One is carbon. Mix ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. One is carbon, one is activated carbon. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಿಕ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. It's granular. It's just like a sieve, ಸಾಣಿಗೆ ಥರ. So 0.500 microns ಸಾಣಿಗೆ. This. It will sieve the water out.
The variation of the grain size.
Yeah. If I can make it more finer, it will be more finer sieve.
It can be a graduated thing.
Yeah, it can be graduated also. ಬಿಗ್ ಸೈಜ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಸ್ಮಾಲರ್ ಸೈಜ್ ಕೆಳಗಡೆ ಫ್ಲೋ ರೇಟ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಫ್ಲೋ ರೇಟ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಇಲ್ಲ ಅದು ಏನಂದ್ರೆ ಆ ಜಲ್ಲಿ ಅನ್ನೋ ಲಿಕ್ವಿಡ್ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ಲಿ ರಿವರ್ ವಾಟರ್, ಮಡಿ ವಾಟರ್. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮಣ್ಣು ಜೇಡಿ ಮಳೆಗಾಲದಲ್ಲಿ ತುಂಬ ಮಣ್ಣು ಬರೋದು. ಇವಾಗ ಇಲ್ವಲ್ಲ, ನಾವು ಮುನ್ಸಿಪಲಿ ಅಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲ ನಮ್ಮ ಟ್ರೀಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ನಾವು ಆಗಲೇ ಕ್ಲಾರಿಫೈಯರ್ಸ್ ಹಾಕಿ ಫಿಲ್ಟರ್ ಬೆಡ್ ಹಾಕಿ ಕ್ಲೋರಿನ್ ಹಾಕಿ
ನಂದು ಏನಂದ್ರೆ ಈಗ ಸಪೋಸ್ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟುವರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಸಮ್ ಟ್ರಿಪ್ ಟು ಶ್ರೀರಂಗಪಟ್ಟಣ ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಹೋಗ್ತಿದಾಗ ಕ್ಯಾರಿ 1 liter bottle where bottom layer has this and I just put the water like this and
ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಅವ್ರು ಟೇಲರ್ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ ಫಾರ್ ದಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಇಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ there are some places you can just take a straw ಒಳಗೆ ಮೀಡಿಯಾ ಇದೆ you can bring the water through the straw it comes through the media to your mouth Sanket you need the key or something key car key you gave me no ನಮಗೆ ಇದೆ
ಮಿಲಿಟರಿ ಸೋಲ್ಜರ್ಸ್ಗೆಲ್ಲ
ಈಗ the car key and give me the restaurant key
ಬಟ್ ನಂದು ಪ್ರಿನ್ಸಿಪಲ್ ಏನಂದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಇಂಜಿನಿಯರಿಂಗ್ ಕಾಲೇಜಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ವಾಟರ್ ಗೊತ್ತಿರ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ತಗೊಳಿತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ ಇಂಜಿನಿಯರಿಂಗ್ ಕಾಲೇಜಲ್ಲಿ ಆ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಸತಿ ಕ್ಯಾರಲ್ಲಿ ಕುಡಿತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ
ಅಲ್ವಾ
ಸೊ ನಮ್ಮದು ಏನಂದ್ರೆ we have to develop the filter inside us all this media
ಸರ್ ಆಮೇಲೆ ಕಿಡ್ನಿ ಸ್ಟೋನ್ ಬಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ ಕಷ್ಟ ಕಿಡ್ನಿ ಸ್ಟೋನು
If there is excessive chlorination in the Kaveri water that comes, will this
yeah, the accumulated carbon